Hi, so if you hadn't noticed, I'm back again, and you've probably seen the title of the video. We're talking gay again, which I'm still allowing myself the caveat of because I waited 28 years. So what's a couple of months? I'm talking about Pride. Today I'm linking up with Amnesty International and their Pride Inside campaign, and they have also teamed up with UK Black Pride, Para Pride, Gendered Intelligence and Stonewall in celebrating Pride Inside, and they're encouraging people to talk about what it means to be proud, how you can be proud at home, how you can celebrate from the safety of your own home, energy of pride. So I thought I would talk about what I've learned in the last 4 months, because 4 months ago I sat in this very position. It was winter, so it was a bit darker. I had a purple light, not orange. I mean, I could change it. Yeah, there were tears, and it was an emotional time. And in talking to Amnesty about this video, I sat there and just thought, my relationship to Pride as an event is new. It's nascent. It's still growing. I wrote a piece recently that hasn't been published, but here's a snippet. When I see the rainbows of the Pride flag, I know that I'm gonna have a friend in that flag, but it's new. It's like we're more than acquaintances but less than friends, or maybe we are friends. I kind of stepped into my identity and then haven't had a chance to sort of explore that in the physical world, so it's been a time. Pride to me, because I'd been to it in 2018, it looked like a whale of a time. Like I was there, so it was. But I imagine being out and being at Pride, knowing how good it was as someone that was closeted. I can just imagine how amazing it would be to be at Pride as someone that is out, and I'm sad for me to not have that. But I think there's people that will get more from Pride than perhaps I will this year, that are missing out on it too, and I think that's the saddest part, because I think it's an opportunity to find allies, friends, love, for people that need it most and they aren't able to. So that's kind of my knowledge of Pride. We had dinner here. Sammy made a surprise Pride dinner, which was actually a surprise because Sammy doesn't do things like that for me. And we had rainbow cocktails, which I put on Instagram, and everyone was like, what's the recipe? So I was like, hang on there, bartender. The interesting opportunity that lockdown has lent me is this moment of pause, a very long moment of pause, but also I've tried to use that moment to collect my thoughts, to reflect. The coming out process was quite explosive in a way, but also not really. For me, like I've said before, coming out to friends and family was as lackluster as I could have hoped for. Like it was fine. Like it was great, but it was fine. Like there was no, the sky didn't crack and molten rain didn't fall. Like it was fine. Whereas I feel like the online coming out process, because it kind of did get traction and headlines, and which is fine, because it was kind of suited my purpose. I didn't want to have to keep coming out to people. I wanted it to be there and done, because then I felt that was a big stumbling block for me removed. So yeah, purpose served, but because of that, it felt like that was quite a bit of a tectonic shift there in the online space, which is normally where I found comfort. So I found myself stepping offline for a bit, but actually that wasn't such a bad thing. It struck me that at the age of 28, I hadn't actually read a book with a gay protagonist at any point in my life. Any point in my life. So actually, for the last 4 months, all I've done is read books with gay protagonists or characters that I actually can relate to. That was a moment of pride, because it was a moment of self-acceptance. Apart from you-know-who mentioning that Dumbledore is gay, but then actually not making him gay in any of the stuff that he's been in. Because I believe in a thing called book therapy, in the sense that sometimes reading about someone's experience can help you educate yourself on your own. Maybe that's not a weird theory, that is just logical. Reading a book like Love, Simon, as an example, whether or not you like the book is neither here nor there. Like, the book itself is really refreshing, seeing a kid become to accept himself and come out to his friends and go on this journey of finding love. And I just was like, we've had so many straight couples fall in love in high school. Why couldn't we have? Why did it take until 2018 for a film adaptation to be made about a gay boy falling in love in high school? Riddle me this. That's like Anyway, I had this inner trepidation of being like, Niki, you can't talk about gay again. And I'm like, why not? No, like, I didn't have that at all growing up. So, is it so bad to do that for someone else? People might look at these videos, but these are the most unhelpful thing I've ever seen. I don't like them. But I kind of, and I've said this now, and I think it's losing its shine because I've said it enough times, but I feel like I really am just making these for myself. The reason I don't want, I feel like, and I'm having this, like, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having this thought process now. The reason sometimes I feel myself pulling myself back from saying, doing, or committing to things is because maybe that's a residual internalized homophobia where I'm like, you shouldn't talk about that. You shouldn't do this. And why? Who is it hurting? There are still places on the planet in 2020 where it is illegal and punishable by death to be gay. I don't know the stats on that. So it's only 30 years, that is 30, 2 years older than me, that homosexuality was declassified as an illness or disease. Yeah, it's recent, and Pride started as a riot. This is one of the things that I've been learning. So I've been, apart from digesting fiction, I've also been educating myself. Probably not as diligently as I should, but also I'm taking it baby steps. But Pride started as a riot, as a clash between LGBT plus individuals and police in the Stonewall Inn in, I think it's Christopher Street in New York. But anyway, I didn't know that. Well, I did kind of, but it just seemed like ancient history or something that wasn't really affecting people these days. But it's still illegal to be gay in 70 plus countries. There's actually a gross amount of places where it's still enforced with the death penalty. I don't care to look at which countries they are. Oh, so 12 countries still have the death penalty. This article was written in May 2020, so it may have changed, it may have shifted. I guess what I'm trying to say is that by the age of 27, it was only recently, it was only when I got into the industry that I'm in now that I started seeing same-sex couples, or just basically couples of people that weren't identifying as heterosexual, that I realised that that's fine. But growing up as a kid, I didn't have that in front of me and I didn't see it. And so I felt ashamed, which is the opposite of pride, as an emotion. Shame in not fitting to that mould. So I guess in more people talking about just their experience, good or bad, whatever it may be, there's a bigger picture being painted of love in all its forms. One thing I've become very aware of is my privilege in growing up as a white male in the UK. Not least because of the Black Lives Matter movement, but also in researching queer history and present day LGBT plus issues, in that my struggle to come out is probably dwarfed by the issues that some of these people are facing in countries where it's illegal to be gay or the death penalty can be enforced. If this video has inspired you in any way, I'm not saying it has to share your story or share your thoughts, please do in the comments, because I genuinely will reply to as many as I can. As I said, I like to compile this little anthology of people's experiences in my head because I think we all learn from one another. It doesn't matter what's right or wrong, it's still your experience. So if that's the case and you want to share that in the comments, feel free. Around the world, people are being persecuted just for being who they are. So I've teamed up with Amnesty International in this video. You can join in on their campaign in the link in the description, amnesty.org.uk/join Pride. So please do go and check out Amnesty International. Also the Pride Inside campaign on social media, #prideinside. Be loud and proud and celebrate in whatever way you can, big or small. And please do let me know your experiences in the comments. I'm gonna go and eat my sushi. Thank you for watching. I'd give you a hug, but I don't like them, and also Corona. Yeah, this was stressful. I'm sweating.